was getting to the point where I was super tired of seeing that play button on my SoundCloud shares and then getting no response.
I think reaching out on social media, right? See if they're active on there and just reaching out very short. Hey, are you guys taking demos? If so, where can I send it? If not, have a nice day. Love your music. All right. Welcome to another Artist Map Faculty of Electronic Music YouTube video series. Although Gino is not here with us today, he is feeling a little bit ill, but we wish him a speedy recovery. How are you, Kevin?
Good, man. Good. Lots of crazy things are going to happen, as you and I both know. But yeah, man, I'm just excited for how far this journey has gone, and glad to be here today.
Yeah. Actually, today's topic is, it's actually about you. And for those of you that are watching, Kevin just got signed, or he's been signed to a record label, Phobiq, right? Which is run and owned, operated by Sasha Carassi, Techno, deep techno, artist from Italy. We've actually booked him before in LA in 2018, January. Yeah, it was a really good party. Yeah, I should reach back out to him. Today, obviously, that's great news and stuff for those of you that's been watching. Kevin has been up and coming electronic music artist, DJ, producer, just like many of you that are enrolled in Artist Map and watching these videos. And we like to actually use this video series to talk about your journey, your experience, not more so like, how you got signed, but really the mental journey that you went through, because there were some days, man, you just came in and like you were not in a good mood. I remember, and like I would ask like, "What's wrong?" And you're just like, nobody's opening their emails, or no one has clicked on this promo, music that I sent. It's still on 0 plays, and and I think you were also tired of hearing the same old like, "Hey, well, just keep trying, keep pushing, all you can do." But I want to turn the table to you and kind of share with the audience kind of that journey and what has helped you kind of make it through and getting a sign. And then how did you get signed?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Man, let me tell you, that whole journey was crazy. You're absolutely right. It was getting to the point where I was super tired of seeing that play button on my SoundCloud shares and then getting no response. I had to get to the point where I had to tell myself, like, oh, at least they listened to all the songs this time. Because there were times where I would send a whole list of songs, they would listen just to the first one and then just not even bother listening to the rest of it.
Right.
So that's kind of where I was coming from that at that point. So then I would have to tell myself, like, oh, well, now they listen to all the songs. But even then, at that point, obviously, when you're literally sending out, gosh, I don't even know how many demos I was sending out.
Like through emails, on SoundCloud, Instagram, what was your approach?
It's pretty much the whole thing. I would typically you don't send it through Instagram, at least not that I know of. But I would hit them up, say, "Hey, do you guys have are you guys open for demos and stuff like that?"
There you
yes,
go.
Send it to this email. So
nice.
then I would send it to the email.
Nice.
Yeah, and then of course when I send it to them, then they play the first song and then play the rest of it. And then
but that is okay. But you have to think. I mean, you're one of how many emails that you're sending through it. Like it depends on the size of the label as well. I mean, and look, maybe what you sent was this to Phobiq already, or was it just to other labels that you were first?
It was to many other labels. Now, granted, I do have to say that some of the labels that I was going for were probably maybe a little bit too high for someone who has absolutely 0 releases. So that was definitely a factor of it. So I did try to tell myself that. But even then, when I sent it out to the small labels, it would be the same thing.
You're right, but then look,
played, nothing, no response, and that was it. It's like, and that happened for at least, I want to say, from when I started feeling like I was actually pretty decent at producing, that was at least 2 or 3 years of consistent. Nothing, and it was just like, and you have to imagine the first year was just. They would just press play on the first track and not listen to the rest of it, and that just was such a gut punch. Because I was like, "Oh, these tracks are great." All my friends are like, "Oh, these tracks are great," and then it's like the guy listens to one, he's like, "I'm not listening to the rest of this crap."
No. Yeah, but like I guess you debunked your own myth. First of all, Phobiq is a relatively big label. They're not new by any means, and they've been around for some time, and anyone that's really in the DJ circuit, and I say this, if you play music, you have definitely heard of the record label. I have a few tracks in there. So yeah, the congrats on that. And so it's not true that like, you can't go after big labels. Are they harder to get to? Will it be a longer process? Sure. Look, you went through it though. You went through the gut punches and stuff. You understand, and now you can actually firsthand say that the journey and the process is the way, bro. The obstacle is the way. A favorite Ryan Holiday, the favorite quote from a Stoic, was it Seneca? Yeah, right, it was Seneca.
I believe so,
yeah. If not, comment below. Correct it.
Let us know.
Okay, that's awesome. And then I love that process. Actually, I'm gonna make sure that we create like a short video on that. I think reaching out on social media, right? See if they're active on there, and just reaching out very short. Hey, are you guys taking demos? If so, where can I send it? If not, have a nice day. Love your music. So respectful and kind. It's a dopamine. I mean, it's a value email. You're giving them a nice compliment at the very end, and you're coming at it very respectively and short without your whole life story of how you got into music at 12 years. Like, the labels don't care about that. So I think that's a great approach. You get their emails and they email them. I think it's just a rinse and repeat process. I would even go on and add SoundCloud. Like if you see that they're active, within at least like, hey, their last uploads within a month, I would say it means that they're at least quite active on there every 30 days. So do hit up, their SoundCloud, repost a few things. It's never a bad way to kind of start in that realm.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's actually some labels that's actually how they communicate is they only do SoundCloud communications. They don't even give out the email. They just say, hey, get on SoundCloud. And that's when you send it through and they just press play once. And
okay, look, man, you got luck. Kevin's still hanging on to that. All right. What's that? What you should do is hit them up with your new release. Be like, hey, by the way, here's what. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I think, look, if it's a label that you're still after by any means, I think, obviously you should continue to pitch again and be like, hey, and by the way, here's my release on Phobiq. And it's not like an FU kind of thing. It's just more like, hey, keeping them in the loop, giving yourself another shot.
Oh, yeah.
Essentially. So just because it's a no or if it's a one play, sorry, I'm like laughing because, oh my God, that is a gut punch. I'll have to say, I put myself in your shoes. Like, we're looking good, feeling good, hearing, sounds good. It's been audio. It's been mastered, right. It's been mastered, and it's been, several people in the industry is giving you feedback, and then you just get this one play punch. But look, for those of you that are watching, use that as strength. Use that as a punch to then release that energy and create something and never stop. And Kevin, I think, this is a really good video that we're documenting and sharing. I hope this will also give a lot of hope for, up and coming electronic music artists that are coming up in their journey, 2-3 years after you feel like your music was good enough. So that means you probably spent another 2-3 years before that. So it's been a 5-6 year journey before that first signing. And look, some people to get it within a year, some people get it within 6 months, some people get it within 6 years, 10 plus, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you did it. And now it's, now that you're part of Artist Map, I'm going to show you how to ride that momentum and make sure you do build on that momentum, build good relationships with the label, do everything right. Push as hard as you can, as if it is, your name is on it. So you got to use all your known platforms and really, use that self-promotion tactic that we mentioned in phase 2. Now's the time. Like, you really do have something coming out. By the way, what's the name of the track and when is it coming out?
Name of the track is Greater Than Death and Larger Than Death. I'm sorry. Larger Than Death. Larger Than Death. And then it's coming out December 23rd. So
nice. Awesome.
Yeah. But so look out for it on 6 a.m. We're going to premiere it a little bit early. So.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. And there's going to be a lot of New Year's Eve gigs. So actually December 23rd, that's perfect time because everyone's going to go through holidays. Like, all right, cool. I got a gig coming up. And hey, be sure. I'm sure the label will do everything in their power. So the label that you're signed on to, as I mentioned in phase 2, it's they do their homework for sure. Just so I know that there's a whole promo plan for it, and they would let you know who has supported it, the feedback, all that. And once you get that data back, you and I can chop it up one-on-one in terms of how to use that for extra promotions to build that momentum. Okay. This is the most important part, because it's not just one signing. All right, we're done.
Yeah. Oh God, no.
Yeah. It's no. Now that we have the momentum, what is that momentum work that we have to keep doing? So while making new music.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's definitely other things I would like to talk to you about, or I think it'd be good content, because even though I don't know if it's appropriate to call it a signing, but I'm definitely releasing through it, and then we can get into kind of details of like different methods that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a signing. I mean, look, they're going to be licensing your music and all that. I mean, you got to get the royalties. Look, man, your Spotify royalties, bro. Those are.
Talk about it another time, because nothing was actually signed. Like, we have this resource because even with like, oh yes, I got the first release, it's just like, okay, now what? And then you're just kind of have no idea what to do, and because you've been so focused on just production,
right? And you can't be expecting the label to keep releasing your music. So it's kind of like, you just releasing that label. You're not gonna their next release is not gonna be you again. It's gonna be someone else. So you got to go find that pipeline. But using that as the momentum, and look, even asking the label managers and Sasha, be like, hey, where do you think this music, my music could fit in other labels? Can you? And he's releasing other labels. There's other artists within the label that you can now reach out to, right? Reach out to your fellow Phobiq artists, to network with them, and especially those that are releasing with you. If it's a compilation, if it's all of that. I'm just giving examples on how you can really build that momentum, because now you're kind of, in a way, you got your first signing, your label deal. It is that next level up. So congrats, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, it's been a wild ride, and it's just starting, so that's the crazy part.
Yeah. One more crazy part, and this actually fizzles down into our upcoming artist map course. So Kevin, simultaneously being signed to a label they're releasing, is going to be a soon to be dad very, very soon. So that is two great news going into this month, and we're releasing a time management mastery course. And while we're releasing this on December 19th, I'm not sure by the time you're watching this should be released, so check the links below. But I'm also going to have Kevin document his journey of being a new parent, while going through this artist journey, while also helping us build 6 a.m. and really how he's going to be able to manage his time. And then we're going to share that information out, because I know that there's some people in the industry that do a lot and that are also parents. And I think, this is such a good little value resource, and a big congrats to you, Kevin. Yeah.
It's honestly, I'm not just saying this because I work for you, but
no, we work together. Like, you work together? Yeah.
But at the same time, I honestly could not have done it without you pushing me. I mean, granted, you didn't have any, you didn't necessarily talk about like the technical aspects of it, but the mental part about it, which is, I just realized through this whole process, is just as important.
No, yeah.
Had I just said fuck it after the first, year or two, which that's a long time to just kind of, and I'm not saying I dedicated, not because people say, oh, I grinded for a year or two. Like, I literally worked on music 12 hours a day. I quit my job and I was like, I'm going to work on music for 12 hours a day. I saved up money so that way I could do it. And it just, for probably 2 years, it was just nothing.
But it's an art. But I mean, it's like a painter painting. It's like, but you're chipping away, but you got better and better to the point to do Phobiq. That's your first signing. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's great. Awesome. So yeah, but I couldn't have done it without.
Awesome. Yeah, please write that testimonial for Artist Map as well. And then you should take phase 2. I mean, if you have, I think you have. I mean, look, that's now. Yeah, so now that is the phase that you're in. So now that you got your first signing, you have something to promote, right? You finally do. Use that, and I'm here, for you. And we're gonna, again, we're not just documenting you being a new dad, but we're documenting your entire artist journey on here, and that's kind of like how we're working together, which is pretty awesome. So yeah, man, let's just continue to move forward.
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you all for tuning in for this Artist Map, Faculty of Electronic Music edition of our YouTube video. My name is Gia with Artist Map 6 a.m. This is Kevin. His artist name is SVS at SVS Techno. Follow him. We're going to drop all the links to his SoundCloud and the release as well. And even our time management mastery course for those busy artists, creatives, entrepreneurs in our industry and community that want to get that want to do more, that want to level up, build your business, build your brand, build your artist persona, whatever that is, you need to make time for it. And yeah, we're here for you. Be sure to subscribe. I will see you in the next episode. Peace.